Hi everybody, my name is Miles Wallace and I'm with Peak Performers. We're a nonprofit staffing and recruiting agency that helps professionals with disabilities find jobs and advance their careers. I'm here today to tell you about the top jobs that we're recruiting for this week, as well as give you a weekly recruiter tip regarding how best you wear your heart on your sleeve when you're looking for work. Let's dive right into it. First up on this week's top jobs, Peak Performance has partnered with a local charter school to recruit for a bunch of middle school and high school teachers. So if that is you, we would be happy to see your resume in consideration for immediate direct hire or permanent placement openings. Next up, if you have experience with learning management systems and consider yourself an e-learning specialist, we have multiple roles open right now, and we'd love to talk to you about e-learning developer and training specialists. If you are a front-end developer and have experience with HTML and CSS, as well as a background in a system called SaaS, we'd love to talk to you about an upcoming role. If you are an entry-level job seeker and looking in South Austin, we currently have multiple clerical positions that are open that would involve you organizing and sorting paperwork on behalf of a government agency. Finally, if you are a project management specialist and trying to get your foot in the door working for a government agency, we may have something for you. That's a project management specialist that's working with a government partner, and they'd be particularly focusing on COVID-19 related projects. For this week's recruiter tip, we're talking about when and how to best wear your heart on your sleeve when you're looking for work. This is something that oftentimes evades a lot of job seekers. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, I had a very qualified applicant that we had submitted for a position, and they almost got declined for an interview right out of the get-go because it was not clear enough to the customer that they really wanted that job. So let's talk a little bit more about that and how you do that in a professional way. The first tip that I would have is make sure that you match the tone of the company. Now, a lot of companies see themselves in a more egalitarian kind of light, like Peak Performers, for example, and a lot of companies have a particular mission statement that's behind it as well too. So make sure that you match the tone of the company when you're going in for that interview and when you're interacting with them, just so that they know that you'd be a really good culture fit. You can oftentimes get a feel for the tone of the company by checking out their about page on their website, as well as their social media too. The next tip that I would throw out there is consider your job title, particularly if you have a customer-facing role or a leadership-facing role or some kind of role that involves you out there speaking to the public and representing the company in a very public way. Make sure that you are really, again, matching that tone, and make sure that that kind of passion for the organization permeates through in every part of your resume, your cover letter, as well as your interview as well. Next comes the question of where do I put that passion, right? Well, a lot of times you might be able to incorporate that best into a cover letter or cover email. Next tip is, now don't get creepy about it, but you might want to research your interviewers ahead of time, and again, make sure to match their tone and make sure to match their energy and passion for the company. Oftentimes what you can do is you can figure out who you're going to be interviewing with and then just look them up on LinkedIn, connect with them, which is a good practice anyway, and then see what kinds of things they're posting. The final tip is when you get to that interview, what they're primarily looking for is they're looking for culture fit at that point. They've already screened you and evaluated you to probably be qualified to actually do the work. So at this point, you really need to dial up kind of your energy and passion for working for that company and make sure that they really know it. I certainly hope that these tips have been helpful for you. Again, this has been Miles from Peak Performers. We'll see your resume very soon. Bye.